Starting where you are right now. Take your hands, rest them on your knees, feel grounded from the space that you have between your palms and your legs. Soften your jaw, bring your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Inhale a breath that comes from a deep place in the pit of your belly. And then feel everything soften as you exhale through your nose. Even our breath teaches us that there is a rise and a fall. There are highs and there are lows. There are cycles where we fill up, and there are times when we need to empty out. As you exhale, really try to open the back of your throat like you were going to say ah, but keeping your mouth closed and letting the air pass out through your nose. And if you can, let that exhale be a little bit audible so that you can hear it yourself. Maybe even others, if they were around you, would be able to hear it as well. As you make the transition from one period of time into another, some things will remain constant. Your breath will remain constant, particularly if you cultivate your breath. So take that opportunity right now. And then gently, keeping your breath in that steady pace, bring your hands together at heart center. Dropping your chin gently toward your chest, letting your eyes be soft, letting the space between your fingertips be soft. And imagine yourself standing at the top of a road, a path ahead of you that has a curve and some fog, and you're not quite sure what's around the bend. What will you take with you from this year that will help you navigate into the year ahead? Choose something. What will you take with you that you have learned or you've garnered or you've found inside yourself that you will choose to take into the year ahead? Open your eyes, find your piece of paper, write down the words I take with me into 2021, and fill in the rest of that sentence. This is just for you. This is not to share. This is not to share with me. This is not to share with other people. This is for you. So whatever you write stays between you and your space. I take with me into 2021. When you're done, set your pen down, but keep it nearby. Put your paper at the top of your mat. Bring your knees together out in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. And then holding on to the front of your knees, we'll gently slide our heels forward and drop into a seated forward fold. And Again, if your feet don't go all the way straight and your hands don't reach your feet, put some bend in your knees. I'm sitting on a blanket to elevate my hips to make that a little bit more attainable, to stretch out the backs of your legs. Let this be about lengthening through your back as much as it is about through your back of your legs. To do that, take your shoulders down towards the center of your spine. Hug your belly in and then soften like you were reaching your chin towards your toes. So you're getting length through your back. Good, not just coming straight down. Notice that you're holding tension in order to be able to put yourself into this shape. Make some change right now that allows you to soften. So whether you let go of your feet, you hold on to the back of your knees, you drop your head, do something that makes a shift. And begin to understand that it's the small changes that you make in your life that then add up to the bigger shift. It's not just one decision most of the time, one class, one change. It's a series of very small decisions that add up like how pebbles pile up to form a mound. Hug your belly in tight, release whatever grip you have, pull your body all the way upright, shrug your shoulders down and back, take a vigorous breath in as you reach up. Good. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, draw your feet together, soles of your feet together. Good. Knees out wide. Cobbler's pose, soles of your feet together. I'm still sitting on my blanket. That feels nice to me. If you're too high up, then you may want to come off your block or whatever your seat is. And then soften your elbows, forward fold. If you're able to bring your elbows to some place on your legs, you might be able to get a little bit of leverage here. So dropping your elbows to the fronts of your knees or your calves. Good. And again, I'm really protecting the low back. Good. Lift your gaze, open your eyes, and come all the way back up. Let's make our way over to our hands and knees. We're going to move for a few minutes and then come back down to our mat. So moving everything over to the side. Happy New Year, everybody. Both hands on the mat. Let's move intentionally today, right? As we make the transition into this year, let's move intentionally. So both hands on the mat, knees strong, zip up your belly from the very beginning and then push through your toes, lift back into your downward facing dog. Where's your breath? Inhale, exhale, push back into that upside down V shape. Spread your shoulders apart, straighten your elbows and push through all 10 fingers. Soften your knees as much as you need to. The intention here is more about getting into the V shape, upside down. Good work. Breathe in. Good. Breathe out. Shift forward like you're coming to high plank. Drop your knees. Push back to your child's pose. Drop your forehead to the floor. Retreat into your own space here for a moment. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, move up through your hands and knees. Squeeze your belly tight and then use your breath to go back to your downward facing dog. So we're just kind of opening up through our back. I bet all of us stayed up a little later last night than we usually do. I know I did. I always feel that the next day. So let's flow through that 5 times. And your whole intention right now is to feel your body moving, be aware, and connect your breath. So here we go. Inhale, tippy toes up. Exhale, drop your knees and lean back into your child's pose. You take a full breath in and a full breath out in your child's pose. And then push through your hands, all 10 fingers, as you rise back up, hands and knees. Zip up through your belly. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Maybe in this down dog, you pedal out one knee, then the other. And then we go back, shifting forward like it's high plank, and then dropping to your knees, exhaling back to your downward facing dog. Start to think about what you leave behind from 2020. Come up to your hands and knees. Exhale, down dog. Full breath here. Connect body and breath. Open your eyes, look forward, shift forward, drop to your knees. Move with intention as you drop your hips back towards your heels. Good. Back to your child's pose. Let it all go when your forehead hits the floor. As you rise up into your next tabletop, imagine that I gave you a very heavy backpack. This very heavy backpack is on, and push into your down dog, feeling the weight of that very heavy backpack. It's very hard. It's weighing you down. You have this heavy, heavy backpack on. And inside that backpack is anything that you have been carrying around intentionally or unintentionally from the past 20 years that you need to just let go of today. It's so heavy, it's making your shoulders buckle. It's causing your back to hurt. It's buckling your knees. Take a big breath in. Drop your knees back down to the mat. As you push back into your child's pose, feel that weight just slide off your back onto the floor. What have you been carrying around? Guilt, a grudge, fear that you don't need to take with you anymore. It's just making you heavy. That backpack is no longer on you. You set it aside. Come back up through your hands and knees. This time you have nothing but lightness in your back as you rise back up. Last downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Feel freedom in your spine as you exhale. Really drop your chest, like really bend your knees. Push the mat away, straight elbows as much as you can. If you're not breathing, why? Why are you not using this space to fill up and breathe out? No one sees you or hears you. Just be in your own safe space. Big breath. Good. Open your eyes, look forward, tiptoe your feet to your hands. Soften here in your ragdoll. Grabbing opposite elbow, letting your head hang. And then planting through your feet, belly tight. Let's stand all the way up to the top of our mat. Will you commit to live lighter in 2021? Close your eyes. It's a choice. Will you commit to live lighter in 2021? Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, take your hands to heart center, forward fold. You can live lighter in a lot of ways. Inhale to your flat back, bring your hands to the fronts of your legs or fingertips to the floor. Exhale, fold, put your hands on the ground, meet me in your high plank or with your knees dropped right behind your hips. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lead with your tailbone, find your downward facing dog. Drop to your knees as you shift gently forward. Push back into your child's pose. Maybe you can keep your hands right where they are and your hips don't go all the way to your heels. That's okay. That can be a bigger shoulder opener. Maybe you need the grounding of your head on the floor. So just walk those elbows back and drop down here. I can't make those adjustments for you. You have to kind of listen, right, to where you are and make those little adjustments. I can be your guide and give you options, but one of the gifts of being in these four corners consistently is just knowing how to listen to what you need. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Can we shed something that's not making us feel light? Open your eyes, look forward. Walk to the top of your mat. Hang in your ragdoll. Soften your knees. Maybe this time your fingers go down and grab the backs of your ankles instead of opposite elbow. Let your head hang. And then push through your feet and rise all the way up. Stand in your Tadasana, hands at your sides. And when you're ready, live lighter. Let your arms reach up above your head. The food you put in your body can help you to live lighter. Exhale, forward fold. The relationships that you nourish can help you to live lighter. Inhale, flat back. The time you spend moving to keep your joints supple and your muscles strong, meet me in high plank or modified with your knees down, can help you feel lighter. Take a big breath in, commit to being lighter, push back, downward facing dog. Exhale out, take a big full breath in and out here. Good. As you come forward this time, everybody just drop your left knee, take your right leg up towards the sky. There's a tendency to lift your right hip, square off that hip, put all 10 fingers on the floor, and turn this part of your elbow, this intercubital space, forward if you can. So rotating your arm bones. Lift your chin, open your eyes, press through your right heel, lift, squeeze, lift. Good. Now gently bring your right knee in towards your nose, and let's put our right foot on the floor. Rise up, sweep up. We've got a couple options with your arms here. So hands are right up towards the sky. You might like to take your hands to heart center to help you feel a little bit more centered today. You might be in a place where you want to be open. Take your hands out towards the sides, palms forward, chin up, like you're going to give somebody the biggest hug, and you're getting ready for it. Wherever you are, lean forward. So bring your right knee forward. It can even track towards your toes. If you need something under your left knee, that's okay. Good. Let's gently straighten out your right leg. Tent your fingers to the floor, to your block. Drop your chest towards the floor. We'll start here. The next time we come here, some of you might want to be ready to slide that right foot forward. So start here right now, just getting this stretch with our legs static. Be aware next time we're here, you have that option. All right, friends. Bring your right foot back to the floor, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, rise up, high lunge. Anytime this is too much, you can drop your back knee for more stability. You could drop your back heel if you want to. Big breath in, high lunge, open up to your warrior two. And if you need to back out and then drop back in, give yourself permission today and in this year. Give yourself permission to back out of some of the decisions that you might have made that you know inside are not really working. Back out, come back in on track. Look over your front hand, extended side angle, drop your right elbow, reach really long with your left arm. Let your right palm be open, holding something here. You can live lighter in 2021 if you speak the truth. You won't have that burden of trying to be something that you're not. Use your left hand, this whole left side of your body, super engaged. Lift back up, warrior two. Good work, guys. Let's reverse warrior. Take your right arm up and over. Gently bring your hands back down to the floor. You can transition from your knees or sweep your right foot up and back to your downward facing dog with your right leg getting a nice big stretch there. Eventually, let's all meet in our downward facing dog. Breathe in. And then exhale, start to shift forward and take your left foot forward, right knee down. Drop into your high lunge here, reach up. So I forgot to put us on the reaching back with our foot on this side. So bear with me, I'm gonna get us back there. Good, reach forward. All right, what's happening with your hands? Hands can be at heart center, gaze is steady, up above your head, out to the sides. Make some decision rather than no decision at all. There are very few decisions in life, friends, that are very, very permanent. So try it on. Lift your chin. Good. Can you hug your belly in tight so you can flow back, feeling this core working really hard? Good. And dropping your fingertips to the floor. Let your head hang. Good. Bring both hands to the floor. Keep your right knee there. Push your left foot back. I've got both hands on the floor, and here's that opposite stretch we just started. Switching up our order here. Straight arms, pushing through the left heel, lifting through your left knee. Set your gaze forward, not down, right? Let's look forward a bit. Lift through your heel. You can be lighter and be strong at the same time. In fact, if you're strong, you can be light because you can be able to be flexible without fear of falling apart. Take a big breath in. Good work. Let's put our left foot forward. Tuck your right toes, rise up, high lunge. Good. Left foot is forward, arms up towards the sky. Big breath in, strong in your legs. Hug in your glutes, help you make that transition open to your warrior two. And maybe on this side, you don't need to move at all. Your feet are where they're exactly supposed to be, and you can just drop down. But if you need to back out, adjust and come back in. Your left knee is bent, right leg straight, right foot parallel to the back of your mat. Notice what's happening with your butt. Tuck under and squeeze. Set your gaze here. Good. Extended side angle, flow, left elbow to left thigh, reach super long. I've got my left palm up, those fingers sparked, and a straight line from wrist to heel on the right side of your body. If you have room to drop your left thigh a little bit more, allow that to happen. That's one of those subtle shifts. If you do this every time that you're in this pose, then before you know it, that's your new pose. Hugging in your right side of your body, come back to warrior two. Take a breath. Reclaim your gaze, reverse your warrior. Take your left arm up and over. Reach. Good, let's bring our hands back down to the mat. You can drop your right knee and take your left foot back or sweep it back. We'll all go to downward facing dog. You might take your left leg up to the sky, take a big stretch here. You can always be on your right knee. Great job. Shift forward, drop to your knees. Exhale back to your child's pose. Drop your forehead to the floor. Find your breath. What do you need to let go of that's just not worth keeping or carrying around anymore? Bring yourself back up to your hands and knees. Grab your piece of paper. And I invite you to join me in writing down, I let go of, and finish that sentence. And again, this is just for you, not for me, not for anybody in your family. So whatever you write down is coming from you. And when you're done, grab your block, put it between your knees, and lift your hips so you're standing on your knees. Set your gaze, bring your hands to your hips. Let's prepare ourselves for camel, right? A challenging back bend. Shrug your shoulders down and back. Start to push your hip bones forward as you gently lift your chin. Squeeze your elbows together and let the block between your knees be a guide, right? It's a place for you to anchor. We don't need to go too far right out of the gate, so just allow this space to happen. Explore what's happening in your low back. Good, now zip up through your middle as you come back up. Good. And your counter pose, hands to the floor. Take a couple cat cows. You can keep that block right between your knees. Always checking in. If you know, sometimes when I put my hands on the floor, I realize they're not in the right spot. So you want to have shoulders stacked right over wrists. All right, friends, let's come back up. Rise up. You can keep the block between your knees if you know that you'll be able to reach your heel. If you're not sure if you'll reach your heel, just go ahead, grab your block and put it on the outside of your right ankle, right? And that way you'll be able to reach your hand to the block. So shrug your shoulders down and back. Pull everything in tight to your midline through your belly, right? Now let your right arm rotate up and around, reaching for the block or for your right heel. Left hand helps you with this opening as it just drifts up. Let your gaze be light. Put some life into your left fingers. Put some appreciation into your body today. So if you feel all creaky or you feel tired or full or all of those things, can you be tender and compassionate to where you are and start where you are today? Be mindful your chin isn't going up too high. We want to protect your neck. This is more about hips and back. All right, use that core. Push off with your right hand. Come all the way back up, gentle. Hands to the floor. Your choice, a couple cat-cows or pushing back into your child's pose. We're only here for a moment in your transition. Let's rise back up. Again, block could be between your knees, or get ready to do this on the left. So place it on the outside of your left ankle. If you're forward here, how can we get back here, right? So take your whole body and make a change. Drawing your shoulders down and back. Getting wide through your collarbones. Now you're ready. Left arm externally rotates around. Reach for your ankle, your heel, or the block. Let your right hand give you some opening. Good, Nicole. Oh, reach. Mindful of your neck, so we're not crunching up through the back of the neck. Gaze is up towards the ceiling, not back behind you. But your fingertips on your right hand have an energy that's reaching you back. That's going to open through your hips. Good, Chris. Reach. Hug in everything. Stability comes from your glutes as you rise back up, gentle. Good. Hands to the floor. Some circles with your hips could be nice here. All right, friends, move your block out of your way. Tuck your toes. Let's go to our downward facing dog. Let your head hang. Feel the weight balancing now between your hands and your feet. In this year, where do you need more balance? Between what and what? Sometimes people say, oh, everybody says, I need more balance between, work and home or family and whatever. But maybe you just need more balance between positive and negative. Maybe you need more balance between moderation and indulgence. What's your balance? All right, open your eyes, look forward, walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Stand all the way up. We're going to prepare for eagle, so get into your chair pose. Cries of joy there, right? Everybody's excited about that. Yay, 2021. All right, belly tight. Okay, let's start with the arms. Right arm under left, crossing at the elbows. And if your palms come together, you're here, or backs of your hands together. Good. Now get your tailbone down. Bring your right leg up. This is eagle number one, just crossing at the ankles. If you've got room for more, bring your thighs on top of each other and squeeze. So we are here. You could even be here. Full eagle is with a wrap. Regardless of what's happening with your legs, please bring your elbows a little bit higher, making your core do some of the work. Hug in. Your gaze helps you be steady. So look at something, relax your jaw, hold your eyes still. Now breathe. If you're wobbling, that's okay. Let's unwind gracefully as we can. Unwind, unwind. Good. Big side, step out. Hands to your hips. Take a big side facing forward fold. Let it go. You've heard me say before, it's easy to be balanced when there's nothing else to worry about, right? That's when it's easy to be balanced because you don't have too much to balance. Like if I just asked you to hold a peanut in each hand, I think you do a pretty good job balancing. But if I ask you to hold a big, huge, heavy suitcase in one hand and then a gigantic, heavy crate in the other hand, and then I asked you to stand on one leg and pick them up, you're going to have a harder time balancing. And then if people are yelling at you and you're in the middle of a traffic jam, you're definitely going to have a hard time balancing. So the balance challenge is when things are crazy. Come all the way up. Toe heel your feet together. Ready for eagle on the other side?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, here we go. Okay.
Positive.
That's right. Be positive. Living lighter, starting now. Okay. Take our arms out. Drop into your chair. Left arm under right elbow. Palms can come together. Steady in this right foot. Feel the right toes holding you up. All right. So I'm plugging in. Bring your left ankle and thigh on top, or just cross at the ankles. We still have a bend in both knees. All right. It's like you're going to sit down. You become a single leg here. This looks like it's about legs and arms. Really, it's a lot about the torso. So hug in. Everybody, let's lift our elbows to chin height. Good. If you can loosen up the death grip of your toes, come on back, Chris. Drop your seat. Very nice. Breathe. Set your gaze, loosen up your jaw, but keep your mouth closed. Give a breath here. In through your nose, out through your nose. Balance is hard, but has all kinds of benefits. Think of all this benefit. You're getting strength on both legs, stability through the ankles, strength through your shoulders, flexibility through your glutes and hamstrings. Good work. Let's unwind. Oh. Shake it out. Turn your toes out just a little bit more for this side facing fold. And if you've got the space and you feel safe, take your feet out a little bit wider. So now when we come down, the wider your feet, the closer your head becomes to the floor and your hands to the floor. But the counteraction of that is it's deeper through your inner thighs. So use your block underneath your hands if you can. Some of you might like to put the block where you've got different heights. You can rest your forehead on the block. So you've got a little tripod between your hands and your forehead. If you think that sounds crazy, then don't do that.
Someone's gonna have to help me get out of this.
Yeah, so Chris. All right. So one lesson is to not go into something so deep that then you're stuck forever, right? That's a good lesson in life, huh? Okay. All right, let's toe heel our feet back in a little tighter. Belly tight, stand all the way up. All right, bring our hands and heels together. Stand on your 2 feet. Inhale, reach up. Grab your right wrist. Lean towards the right. Come back up through center. Take a big breath in. Use your exhale as your travel. Lean towards the left. Come back up through center. Release your hands. Put your block so that it's right in front of you. You're going to put your hand on it in a moment.
Or something.
No, you're not going to stand on one leg, so don't get too excited yet. All right. If you want to stand on one leg, go ahead. But I'm going to do this. Take your right hand up towards the sky and lean over to the left, reaching really long with your right fingers. Turn your gaze up. Feel both feet on the ground. This is what it feels like to be balanced. You can reach and bend, and then you can come back upright. Now, as your right hand comes up, start to bend your right knee and bring your right hand to the block and let your left arm lift up towards the sky. Good, so right hand to the block, left hand up towards the sky. Now you feel a little shift, more weight in the right side of your body, but that's okay because you can right yourself, can't you, as you lift all the way back up and bring yourself both hands back down to center. My daughter brought her dogs over, so I have like puppy happiness happening over here. Inhale, reach both arms up. This time, take your left fingers, grab your right wrist, and lean towards the right, pushing out through your left. Good. Drop your right hand, creep your hand down your thigh, reach really long with your left. Good. Then as your left hand brings you back up and over, bring your left hand to the floor, to the block, bend your left knee, straighten your right leg, peel your right arm up towards the sky. All this open space in your hips. Have you ever worked with somebody who wants everything to be perfect? Like they won't finish a project because if it's not perfect, they like keep belaboring it. We're not going to be like that this year. We're going to, don't let perfect get in the way of just moving ahead. Bring your right hand down, both hands to the floor, anchor your hands on the block and take a deep forward fold. If you have space to bend your elbows, do that. If you have space to take your peace fingers and grab your big toes instead of the block, try that.
Oh.
Good, deep forward fold. Elbows out wide. All right, friends, if you've got your right big toes, let go of your left foot and put your left hand on the mat. If your hands were to the block, just put your right hand on the block. All right, so I've either got a bind of my big toe or hand on the block. We're gonna stand up slowly and bring your right leg with you. So it looks like this. Okay, or it looks like this, and you hold your knee. Okay. So from the toes. All right, so we're either with the knee, okay, or the toes. Good job. Plug in your left leg and scoop this glute up underneath you. Now, if you need a wall or a chair for your left hand, take advantage of the space that you have and you can use that. Otherwise, left hand out to the side or up to the ceiling as you have this hook on your toe. For those of you that can and want to go further, you've got options here to extend this leg forward or to the side. But that's not necessary because you're not going to be a better person in 2021 by being able to do that. It's just like your own personal, right? Working towards flexibility. Oh. Be willing to fall down. Not too hard. All right, let this leg go. Good. Let's bring that foot to the floor. Dive down, forward fold. Where we have a right, we have a left. Yes.
Oh, yes, no.
Yes. Where we have imbalance, we seek balance. So hand to the block or fingers to toes. You know, you say live lighter and it sounds like, oh, so easy to do. Living lighter is intentional. Let's stand up, press through your right foot. You're gonna bring your left foot with you. Ooh, that side is hard for me.
Oh.
Or, look, I'm right here holding the knee. Getting really stable through the shoulders. Good, Ruth, keep trying. For those of you that wanna go further, if you've got the bind on your big toe, you can. But you don't have to. You could also use the space that you've got to give you a little stability. Good. Belly tight. Finding this place where you're between effort and ease. So you're not in the red zone, but you're not like laying on the couch, all right? You're trying, but safe. Let's let that go gently. Safe, Safe. S-A-F-E. Safe. All right. I got one more thing for you to write down, friends. So let's flow our way into it. Stand up at the top of your mat. Meet me in Tadasana, hands at the sides. Open your eyes. In 2021, what are the two things that you will balance? All right. One thing in your left, one thing in your right. Think about it, and we'll make our way down to the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back. Step back to your high or modified plank. Your choice, you can go straight to your down dog from here or add the low push-up, chaturanga. You can be on your knees to your upward facing dog. We're all going to the same place, downward facing dog. Big breath in, big sigh out. Drop to your knees. Sit back on your heels if you can, or cross your legs. Last thing to write down on your piece of paper. In 2021, I will do my best to balance, and you fill that in. And don't say right and left legs, okay? Humor me and be a little more philosophical than that. When you're done writing, flip around and lay down on your back. Hugging your knees into your chest. Rocking a little bit side to side. Good. Lift your legs up towards the ceiling. Some of you may want to keep your back low and hold on to the edges of your mat. Some of you may find that you can actually compress your back to the mat and push the small of your mat back down and lift your shoulders, reaching your arms up. All right, this is step one. If you'd like to join me, step two, we're going to drop our legs. You can have a bent knee if that helps, to the midline. Look at your toes. Embrace that some things are hard. Drop your heels if you're joining me to this hover. You're at a hover. Still look at your toes. Belly tight, pushing your back down. Good. Can you keep them at a hover? Lift them back up, all the way up to the top.
Oh,
Good. If you need to relax your head to the floor, do that. We're going to do that again. Ready? Support your neck if you'd like. Hands are forward or relaxing, holding the mat. Let's go. Legs halfway down. Feet flex. Look at your toes. Some things are hard. You get through them. You've done much harder things than this last year. Lower your feet to a hover. Squeeze. Come up halfway. All the way up.
oh.
Good work. Bring your knees to your chest. Take a deep breath. Can we do one more, y'all, for good luck in 2021?
You can.
Yeah. Can we try? Try? Sure. Thank you. Yay. All right. Legs up.
That was the easy part.
Showing. Just keep showing up. Keep showing up. Reach up. Ready? Halfway. If you soften your knees, this may be a little bit easier if you need to drop your back. All right, so you got that option. Ready? Hover, 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 squeeze. If you're shaking, lean in, breathe, reach back up halfway. Stay with me. All the way up. Yes, good job. Bend your knees. Happy baby.
Oh, what?
Grab the upsides of your feet. You're on your back, rock a little side to side. If the happy baby's not here today, you can just hold on to the backs of your knees, rock a little bit here. Happy babies are not in your house. Okay. No happy babies yet. Ah.
Whoa. Whoa.
If you can keep your balance, you can roll a little bit side to side, just getting some of that massage on your back. Maybe bending and straightening opposite legs. Even if you've got the back of your knees, you could do that. Bring both feet to the floor. Bending the knees. Your counter pose for the abdominal work is bridge. Okay, so your counter pose for your abdominal work is bridge. Push through your heels, lift up. We're only here for a moment, so some of you might enjoy taking your arms, reaching up above your head, keeping your hips lifted, palms face up to the sky, big stretch up towards the sky. And then lower everything all the way back down. Soften your elbows and nice and slow windshield wiper your knees side to side. Take time on each side to just drop into that space. I feel like a lot of us are like, oh, 2020 is done and yay and so forth. But
2020 still here.
2020 gave us a lot of change, a lot of challenge. And, you know, we all grew from that. We didn't intend to. We just did. That's your adaptation. Bring your knees back to center. Putting both feet on the floor. Let's take a moment, dropping your knees out wide, putting your hand on your heart, hand on your belly, soles of your feet together. Just a moment of a deep breath in, deep breath out. And then your choice of how you spend the last few seconds of our rest. So you might slide your legs out long, take your hands out to the edges of your mat. Or put your legs up the wall, supported on a piece of furniture. Just take a few seconds, be still. Go back to your breath. Breathe in, breathing out. Whatever you wrote down today, I invite you to read it one more time and stash it in a place where maybe you'll come upon it from time to time. It's just for you. It's a gentle reminder of the direction that you'd like to take this year. And in the meantime, just keep showing up. Roll over onto your side. Take a moment where you're just laying your head on your arm. And then let's meet at the top of your mat, hands together at heart center. I have 5 resolutions that help you to be more balanced that I'll share with you today. And if any of these resonate with you, perhaps you can choose one to manifest this year. Be kind. Speak the truth. Find value in yourself and others. Offer yourself in service freely. Live a life that is lighter. The light in me honors and values the light in each of you. Thank you for sharing your New Year's Day with me and with each other. Namaste.
Namaste.